Hi, this is Karen Flaherty from Living by Human Design, and this is a series of videos about the energy types in human design. This is the first of the video series, and this one is an overview of the energy types. So one of the big questions in life, right, and in human design is, why are we here? And the funny thing is that if you're following your heart, if you're following your upbringing, if you're following your ethics and you're wanting to help other people, that's really what every role, every profession, every industry, it all comes down to making good things happen for other people, right? You're probably here because you believe that. If you don't believe it, then this is probably a good time to stop watching. But my belief and the belief of human design and the belief of a lot of people who are here right now is that we're here to make good things happen. And it's really that simple. It's that basic. We're all one, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if we have these questions, human design is a good answer for them. Human design is, in fact, for me, the answer. It's given me a lot of answers, and I hope it will give you a lot of answers too. And what it gives you is self-awareness. And I'd been looking for self-awareness a long time for myself. You probably have too. And human design is a good key to open that door. And once we have self-awareness, then comes responsibility, right? So let's start talking about human design and our own self-awareness, because that's what I believe we're here for and what can make a difference for you in your life. So this is a quote that I found, but life is a school where you learn how to remember what your soul already knows. And that's really what human design is about also. It's a way to see your chart, understand that that's who you really are, that's who you really were from when you were born, and that it's easy enough to get back to that point if you'll just take a look at your chart, learn a few of the basics that I'm going to provide with energy types and energy centers and your profiles in these videos, and then have a greater understanding of exactly who you are so that you can move forward. The philosophy that I follow has to do with not only human design, but also with the laws of attraction. And I happen to have learned from Abraham Hicks, and their basic, again, philosophy is that if we have the fears and worries and doubts that usually go with normal life, and we can change the balance so that we're having more joy and fulfillment and expansion and growth, and really it's the fulfillment, expansion, and growth that lead to the joy and not the other way around, that we can then enjoy our lives, have more abundance, have more fulfillment, have more of everything that we're looking for. And aren't we all looking for more, right? So human design is really a tool for change. It's once you have the awareness, then you can move to understanding and acceptance, and that will finally lead to basically knowledge that you'll have, that you can depend on, that you can always really depend on in a way that you can depend on it for everything in your life. Once you know your strategy and how to make decisions, how you react with other people, and what's most natural and consistent for you, it makes a huge difference in the way you'll make decisions, and the way you'll make choices, and the way you live your life. Because we all want more of that, right? So what exactly is human design? Human design is a cutting-edge personality assessment tool that was discovered and created in 1987 by a gentleman by the name of Ra Uru Hu, who channeled the information. He started to spread it around Europe, and then eventually came to the United States around 1990. And it hasn't been around for very long, but it is, to my mind, a lot more effective, a lot more interesting, a lot more, gives me a lot more answers than any other personality tool I've used. And there are a number of them out there, as you probably know: Myers-Briggs, Enneagram, the Strength Finders test, Berkman. There are a number of them out there. They all ask questions, and they are all very subjective. with what I like about human design is that it is based on your birth information, and as a result, it is very objective. Every time you put in your birth information, you're going to get exactly the same chart from whatever tool you're using. And what I like about it overall is that it's practical, it's simple, it does take a little time to practice, but it is very reliable and can be life-changing for you. And it is based on a number of different systems. It's really a synthesis of a number of different systems, including Eastern and Western astrologies, the Hindu chakra system, the Judaic Kabbalah, and the Chinese I Ching on the ancient side. And on the modern side, we've got quantum physics, modern math, and biogenetics. And so you put those all together and you come up with a chart that will indicate exactly what was going on in the universe at the moment you were born. It also indicates the moment 3 months before you were born, which I find to be quite interesting. So we get both the personality and the design of you. And you were specifically designed to have this chart, and this chart is your blueprint. This chart is your blueprint for life, and it's a way to make, as I said, make decisions. It's a way to make the choices in your life that are most important. It's a way to make the little choices. You could even figure out what you want for lunch based on your decision-making strategy. And so all of these things come together to allow us to find a way to live in the world that really feels good for us, that feels true for us, and that really is the most effective way that we can live our lives. And once you know that and you understand the benefits of it, you'll be able to understand that for other people as well, that those same rules will work for the people around you. And so some of the benefits of human design just generally are that, first of all, you become more aware of yourself and you understand yourself better. You'll perhaps love yourself better and be able to make decisions more effectively. Then you'll be able to understand and accept and love other people, because you'll realize that not everybody's the same. We're all quite unique. We all have our own way of being, and we all have a reason for being here. And in fact, the oneness that you'll feel with human design is a way to understand how other people live, how they work, how they do what they do without judgment, right? Or with as little judgment as possible, so that you can actually understand what your spouse or your neighbor or your child or your friend is really about, as opposed to guessing, right? You'll have a way of comparing without judgment. And that comparison without judgment is really the path for a lot of good things to happen in the world. It might sound a little Pollyanna-ish, but once you know and understand that, you can make decisions that are a lot less hostile, a lot less judgmental, a lot more accepting of other people. And really what we're all here for is to find a way to work together, to live together, to have happiness and joy and fulfillment together, and eventually to grow and evolve as a planet. That's what human design is about. In the next video, we'll be talking about specifically the 5 different energy types that exist. And just generally, they are the manifestors, generators, manifesting generators, projectors, and reflectors. They all have a role that's specific to their energy type. And while it might sound like a label, it's not. In fact, the label is not meant to be limiting at all. The label is meant to expand you, to allow you the freedom to live into your specific role, and to really accept it and enjoy it and make decisions that will benefit you and your family and your entire community. So that's what human design is about. Now we'll move on to the different energy types and a description of each of those in more detail. See you in the next video.